be nice for them.
Absolutely true. I mean, this is certainly NRG's game to lose, but as said, they haven't lost anything yet. They've been looking clean cut and poised to take it to the major. However, they do lose one player, at least here in the pistol. It is, of course, the map choice of Envy, just to reiterate, and therefore NRG, excuse me, other way around. NRG's map choice, with then, of course, NRG on the T side because of that. But we'll happily start them off on the offense. They don't seem to mind. They are cutting straight through Envy for the most part, and only JDM left up.
We know that Envy's CT side is a little bit more passive. Now, there were some aggressive options that they employed, but there weren't that many.
He's not going to have to wait much longer. We get that cascade of grenades over the top, blinded for the moment. Drone doesn't cut off the initial player, and Breeze with Daps actually charged straight inwards. It is Kerrigan with a single kill, and Nifty's down in the water with a teammate by his side, but Daps' Mac 10 meant to create space, doubling down onto the head of Nifty, and all the while smokes in the face of JDM.
Daps with the Mac 10 making it look like it's an anti-eco round with those 2 kills, and that leaves JDM and Cutler to think about saving. Ultimately, you've got to put the numbers up, and when the site take comes, then those fraggers have to show up. But at the same time, you're trying to make sure the first player that gets a kill is blind, for example. You get a kill like this on short, so if there is going to be a split coming your way, you know ahead of time.
B pick at the very beginning of the round. Will spot the shoulder and elbow of Cirque, but he's gone. Breeze getting a kill on long as well. That's Cutler cleared out from his corner. Now they do or should anticipate a B hit, seeing as Cirque was spotted going downwards. Nifty ready close. Cirque drops drone. Does tag the second player as well. So Cirque's doing a great job with that op in the close perimeter, but there's only 7 seconds left and they're gonna need to plant. Daps sprays down 2. Now they need this kill. Nifty just needs to hide. There's a second left. Nifty drops just before I'm wrong.
It looks like NRG are gonna move very quickly into the B site.
Yeah, probably not anticipating any counter grenades, and understandably so. Although Nifty gets the opening frag, jumps back into the short side, and he will be joined by other members of his team. They've used that connector rotation to come down already, and there's a double man flank through T-spawn, but not anticipating Daps costs Kerrigan his life.
Trying a monster rush and expected they'd go for some kind of default. If that were the case, and they did pick off 1 or 2 of NRG's players, even if NRG would take that moment, was thoroughly swarmed last round for Envy. Stairs control could be nice, but Daps has a strong advantage if he comes back to hold this. Rejoin the T's who are pushing up long, and there just needs to be someone there to hold the stairs flank and the big flank. But apart from that, they can group up and try to entry.
Kerrigan caught, not in an advantageous position. Not for a man with only the CZ. And, well, Nifty was on 1 health. JDM's got 3. Cutler's got a kill. Now he's going to be able to bail out towards bathrooms, unfortunately falling straight into the hands of Fugly. Then we see these assists and frags rack up on the kill feed. Drone, the last remaining weapon from the previous round.
When we get into a site, there's only 1 person there. And I think that was just a fight that NRG were willing to take. They were already successful with a B exec into 3 people. Tried to put people together with that incendiary. It's not been a huge threat.
There's a threat for you. JDM's actually inside of the bathroom, so yeah, sure, it's not a push up towards party, it's not a hyper-aggressive stance, but there's still a line being held here. I'm not sure if Daps just got that frag through smoke.
Can make it really difficult to read. Daps will commit to this and also gets the spray off. Cutler goes ahead and trades that frag. But there's 2 members from NRG who made it look like they were going B for a second and hightailed it back to the site in just the nick of time. Bomb goes down, Nifty in a 1v2 from Nifty outside the bathrooms on the T side. And that was one of a few that allowed Envy to claw their way back in. At a certain point, we're drawing the narrative of, yeah, NRG are going to get through this minor. How good was their form at the minor, so that we can try to extrapolate how good they might be at the actual major. Early opening kill here for Fugly, opping in the stairs. Might have taken a spawn and the liberty of going out for that peek by himself. Ethan also catches Kerrigan on the off timing, trying to reaggress on short late. Tried to lurk his way out. Not having stairs, though, makes that a whole lot more risky.
Ooh, all right, Drone. We see you.
An entire cycle of Counter-Strike.
Yep.
It's good stuff, and looks like Envy kind of gambled here. JDM looked like he was about to drift back to the A site. Now sits behind a smoke and has to make a tough decision, but his scope sticks out, and Daps capitalizes on that kill, leaving just these 2 players in Cutler and Drone, who have rotated out. As we saw, Drone got that trade on short B. Probably not going to be a surprise to most people, but it feels at the moment, from what we've seen, that NRG will probably be the #1 seed. That right. Furio will be #2.
So they've been the closest to the guillotine so far of the playoff teams in this NA minor. Ethan looking for a headshot, trying to find some kind of a response, any presence at all, really. And he's going to creep straight sideways into Nifty.
Always good when you're watching pro matches to spot for angles like that. When you see a player not moving at all and they're just holding an angle, it's something that they know they're going to get a kill from if somebody walks into it. They've had success before. A lot of angles in this game will get you killed if you hold on to them. Peeker's advantage, a very big deal, and there's one situation where Breeze capitalizes on 1.5 player stadium is so low, but can he be certain they don't come back? Door swings open on short, and now have a couple of players running his way.
Yeah, Stabs to lead that charge with the team flash coming in a little bit late, but still only blinding the counter-terrorist. He will pick up his duel, so we're back into the even ground. Bomb down, JDM up. Trying to pry over top of the smoke, get vision on the players within the bomb site. There are 2 here, and then we have that anchor in Cirque, 100 health at an op on short. 2 kits.
Could have been a game-changing round, or kill, excuse me, but they finally find Fugly.
Daps then responds, but so will Nifty. Cirque posted on the Heaven Peak. That CT helped out by the teammate's flash, but Cirque should still be able to anchor this. Just needs to lock down that bomb. There are kits on both these players. Now the stick will come through. No, JDM jumps off of it. And while that does get him the frag versus Cirque, I don't think he's going to have the time.
Oh, wow, he puts it together at the last second. You can see that fuse burning. That's it. If players get thinned out, he's going to feel very naked having only this gun to work with. He's all alone now on the stairs. He's going to have to go absolutely massive and hit this shot, and he does. Ethan doesn't spot him.
Yeah, caught looking the wrong direction. Staring out the windows instead, anticipating what would have been a boost inside of short water, but we haven't seen Envy go for those sorts of aggressions. Kerrigan, though, getting more so aggressive, upgrading into the AK, moving into the depths of connector, but we have the flank from Daps. He picks up Cutler, sees the rotate of Nifty just next to the garbage, and Nifty, well, he doesn't need to see him, he knows exactly where he is. Fugly, as well, has made some sound, so expect him to be enveloped by Envy. They used that defuse from JDM to come into this round with a questionable buy, and at the very least, pick up a 3rd round for their CT side.
Although strategically they looked maybe sound enough to be able to pull out rounds versus a much more inexperienced team, they still couldn't keep up in the frag department, and NRG are going to be an even bigger threat with that criteria in mind as well. So here it is, another 5v4. Seems like he's starting to move this way. He's going to see these nades cascading over the site. What's he going to be able to do?
Ooh, take down both. You'd think that with the terrorists coming in on both extremities of the pipeline, that it would have been a tough job on the crosshair, but it's not a tough job at all for Envy.
Had a minute left, and last time they were able to find a timing in between the smoke dissipating and the next nade that could have potentially come to execute, which was a whole lot safer.
Flashbang on the mark. Wallbang as well, in fact. Before Envy came back on the T side of Overpass versus Team 1, they did only have 6 rounds on their CT half. So, very crucial, in fact, that they've been picking up at least a few more rounds here. They'll have some sort of a chance. Maybe this 5th round, maybe not. The trade frags have gone back to the favor of NRG, and the bomb will work its way up bathrooms. Kerrigan spotting long, sees this initial bit of contact, does have JDM with him. JDM not going to shy away, not going to cower in the corner, but rather run forward. And he's lost his teammate, but trades effectively with the Molotov slowing down the bathroom's exit, 45 seconds into 2v2, and a slight advantage on health. But who's going to stop this sniper? JDM! He's going to finish the half with an ace. And just like that, it'll be Envy with the same amount of rounds as he had kills. 5 rounds at the end of that first half, just barely put on the board, but at least they did it. You know, everything that happened to the opening 15, you swipe it from the tablet, and you get yourself back into the action. Going to be heading out to the B site, so it seems. JDM, quick entry. Fugly can't hold back more than 1, but Cirque, well, he pops Nifty on his soar through the skies. It's a 3v3 with the bomb on site. Going to go for a boost. And what comes of it? Ooh, just another dink versus the counter-terrorist. There's the kill v Daps, and damn, JDM. He finishes the half with an ace.
Kerrigan leading the charge into the B site with a full monster rush.
Yeah, just going right in. Big old great offensive. Ethan's gonna have a little bit of cover over towards barrels, but Drone looks to take him down. It's Breeze with a 2K, and Ethan with 2 assists. But the B site does still fall. Rotation's a little bit distanced, and because of that, we'll now have Envy enveloped on the bomb site. Fugly's on the flank, but it seems as though Nifty's watching this from the depths of the monster. Cutler plants bomb, Daps loses the duel versus JDM. And now Cirque is going to try to activate from the heavens, spraying into Cutler, clearing the site itself, but very wary of the potential push of JDM, and he's pushed a little bit, not giving up that forward position, while also holding off long enough for Nifty to find that flank.
So they keep the pace high, they get the bomb plant, they collect the money, they keep 2 alive. They now have brought themselves another chance to collect money. Drone and Kerrigan have MAC-10s, and for the most part, there should be a lot of easy kills. Half armor on 2 players. They'll get melted with appropriate crosshair placement. And it looks like a pretty interesting stack here from the CTs. What do Envy do on response? Do they smoke this out or do they take the fights?
Looks like they're gonna go ahead and duel. Ethan, deagling down at least 2 frags. There comes Fugly's CZ, and that's on the flank. So these terrorists not only damaged, but pinched upon. And while Nifty does clear Ethan eventually, Daps then looks to strike, maybe making a mistake. He's gonna come to a point where that MAC-10 will serve as the better gun. Sees the bomb plant. That's JDM on more HP. Now he's tagged them. The SMG would be fantastic, but he doesn't swap over to it. Not confident in the low health, and sure enough, Fugly not even going to take a chance here. JDM aggressive, wanting to be that front runner. Misses his initial bullet. It's going to give way to the op player. They know his position now. But NRG, be careful, because there's a boost up. A little bit of wall spam takes the attention of JDM. Kerrigan actually catches Daps as he blasts back through the wood into the B bomb site. JDM fires blind into the chest of Breeze. And okay, we have a 5v3. Hell of a setup there on short from Envy. A little bit of luck, but a little bit of skill. And with it all, it's 5 versus 2.
Even with the pistol, even with those few rounds at the end of the last half.
Try the final save at the end of this one. Cirque drops the op. NRG are cleared, and Envy walk forward with 3 survivors there. Potential walk up from Drone here could be the first casualty, but it's a patient Envy, except for Kerrigan. Maybe going out just as a feeler.
Interesting. I mean, that's a huge loss, though. They get crushed, they lose a kill, they can't trade it back.
If there's any silver lining here for Envy, it's that. Still just the initial buy of NRG to deal with. Breezy by the barrels down. Next up is Daps, both popped by Drone, entering into the B site with relative ease. Although Ethan is still now in the side of the water. He's going to strike as they also pinch short. Fugly's shotgun finds enough distance to work with, and it's a man advantage up. There's still time to just slow this down for a moment, but a boost over the sandbags confirms there's 2 in there, and Ethan has evaded them, just walking around the bomb site long enough for NRG to upset with only 4 pistols.
Especially when you were doing so well. Looks like the potential for another short B hit. Trade is not out as Drone goes down, watching the top of stairs.
Kerrigan have been waiting for that as well. You saw him the moment the door was blown open, anticipating it, but it was NRG to delay long enough to still find that timing. So Kerrigan empty-handed in terms of trade frags. We'll double back through short. He's being left alone for the most part. Clearly JDM rotating op through spawn and Nifty to the top of the connector. And there you go. Random spray through smoke. He gets it just in the nick of time, but now arrives to the conclusion that he is all alone.
If you're defaulting with a bit of stairs control.
Ooh. Door swing wide. Cirque still dies. To Drone, of course, as Fugly takes the place. Just puts 1 bullet down. And the A defense currently only comes in the form of Daps. He's back inside of the bank. He's got Fugly trying to run up forward, but Team Envy have done a good job of getting the timing here. By the time the rotators come up, they're completely smoked off, and that bomb site belongs to Envy.
Yeah, the worst thing that can happen here is they take too much damage before the bomb goes down, and it needs to be planted. These smokes going up is going to directly affect how easy this retake is for NRG as they finally get into position. Not the best retake spots possible. In fact, no one on a big flank, and we could see from Envy, they are postured up for this win, but the time may be on NRG's side. We'll find out.
Pushing Swift. Fugly's gonna trade, puts down that single smoke for the CTs on top of the bomb. JDM catching the player in front of it all, and there's no active defuse here at the moment. Sick reposition on the crosshair, just firing off shots, rattling them downrange.
Only felt like A-Site was gonna be the harder of the two for them to be able to take, but they got Cirque early. And they know he's gonna be the #1 most wanted player of the match, especially here on the CT side.
First of all, the timing. The CT's in clear position, and obviously that information. NRG know what was up before the round even seemed to start. Kerrigan down for the count, removes bomb out of the equation, but Fugly's in a hot spot. Doubles back for his second kill, catching Cutler's face, and JDM, the Opper, who has made a clear statement thus far on the map, will begin his clutch attempt, but denied by Daps. Could very well interrupt this. Yep, catches him with the grenades, but doesn't actually manage those frags. Cirque will. Right through the planter, pops the noggin of Cutler. Nifty gonna try to trade frag with JDM. Both these players coming in from long without bomb and having 30 seconds to do so. Run boost through smoke doesn't work. So, they're just gonna look for the aim duels instead. And all the CTs are towards mid. Even though they're wary of that rotator up from B, it doesn't exist. Although, JDM now has an op. Is that gonna be a difference maker? We do have Breeze now down. Daps committed to the corner, pops his head up, will take down the other as Ethan helps out. And NRG to the CT side of Overpass managed to win their map 5 rounds in a row for the offensive Envy, but then it comes up short.